Hi friends, happy Tuesday, September 21st. We just finished a Board of Supervisors meeting here in Pima County, and I wanted to give you a quick update as to what we discussed. So very first thing on the agenda, one of the first things is pause for pause. And I do want to mention that the PAC, the Pima Animal Care Center, is in desperate need of fosters and people who are willing to adopt. They have zero adoption fees at this point. All you have to do is pay for the licensing fee, which is $20. But they really are completely full. So if you have room in your heart and in your home to foster or adopt a pet, they would love to see you down there. We passed a domestic violence awareness proclamation. It is for the month of October, and the date of October 21st is the Wear Purple Day. So we'll continue to announce that, but this is a public health and public safety issue, and we want to draw attention to domestic violence, prevention, awareness, and eradication of domestic violence. We have seen an uptick in cases of domestic violence, a lot of that having to do with being isolated and quarantined and families that are living in poverty. And so I think it's important that we acknowledge that and do what we can to draw attention to it and resources and support. We also had a proclamation for Falls Free Pima, and that is a Falls Prevention Awareness Month. It's the month of September. And so it happens to everyone. It's the #1 cause of injuries for people 65 and older. So please look out for yourselves, for your neighbors, for parents, friends, because it's important to make sure that we're doing eye checks and hearing checks and wellness in general, monitoring medication. Those are all factors that are in fall that contribute to falls. It's National Diaper Need Awareness Week on September 27th through October 3rd. And so along with the diaper bank, District 5 is going to have a couple of boxes out for donations. If you are at the store and you find yourself with the ability to be able to buy some extra diapers for families in need, please consider donating them. We're going to make sure to do a blast on our social media, and we'll also make sure to send out emails with our newsletter to let you know where those locations will be. So thanks in advance if you're able to pick up an extra package of diapers. We had an item on eviction prevention and an update on how things are going. And so let me go ahead and run through some of the statistics that were shared with us during the meeting. 15% of applications are from landlords. And so Supervisor Hines initially had an item on the agenda that he later withdrew, focusing resources to landlords in the hopes that it would help to prevent future evictions or pending evictions. But we did see that there is a significant number of applications from landlords. We also heard from Dan Sullivan, the director of all of these departments, but specifically overseeing this program, that the applications from landlords tend to go through quicker because they have the resources, and there's also investment from the landlord to receive the funds. And so there doesn't seem to be a huge rush from landlords to move forward with evictions. Right now, applications went from 58 days in the queue to now 31 days from the application to the referral. Nationally, when we're compared in Pima County to LA, New York, they don't even have their programs off the ground. And Pima County is 75% expended with the funds that were allocated to us. So that's great. We're receiving national accolades for this program, and I want to thank all of the partners that are a part of ensuring this solution to evictions is happening. The CIC, the City of Tucson, and Pima County are all working together, which really highlights the importance of collaboration. 4,800 households have been positively impacted by the resources dedicated to preventing eviction. So I think that's wonderful. Just to give you an idea of how prevalent evictions are, I thought this number was interesting. Right now we're at 142 weekly evictions. Pre-pandemic numbers were 250 a week. And so again, we don't see a huge rush of landlords trying to evict people. We have navigators, that is basically a nice word of helping people navigate through the system on how to get these resources. And the Evictions Legal Services Program is providing legal support to anyone facing an eviction. And so there is going to be a targeted marketing outreach that includes not just digital, but actually visiting complexes, talking to tenants and landlords in trying to reach these populations that don't know about this program but can directly benefit from it. So I thought that that was a good presentation. Precinct consolidation, what the goal was is to reduce the number of precincts from 249 to 207. That failed 5-0. And so we are going to keep the 249 precinct number. The justice courts and constable precincting, that did pass, and it passed 4-1 with Supervisor Christie voting no, and we went with option 1, which made more sense for contiguous lines in redistricting, but also ensured that we're protecting the Voting Rights Act. So I thought that of the two options, this one was not gerrymandered, and I want to thank the people that were a part of getting that option together for us. So we had a big item on COVID. It kind of went on for, I think, the time that needs to be dedicated to our pandemic. We right now had an update that everyone that isn't currently in the ICU in Pima County, everyone is unvaccinated, and that 98% of hospitalizations are in unvaccinated individuals. So I don't know how people can continue to argue that vaccines are not making a difference, because when you're in the hospital, I've heard this from several of my friends that are doctors. Dr. Hines mentioned it while he was in the board meeting, that they want everything that you can give them in order to prolong their life. But when you have this opportunity to take the preventative act of taking a vaccine, that we have a significant amount of people in our community that are still not willing to take the vaccine. So right now, of those 12 and up, those that are eligible to be vaccinated, 75% have received at least one dose of a vaccine. But overall, for our total population, we're at 56.7%. That includes everybody from our youngest to our oldest. And so we're still not anywhere near herd immunity, and we really still need people to get vaccinated. I would like to say thank you to our Southside community and for Pueblo High School for hosting a pop-up vaccine site that was incredibly successful. We had 85 people come to the pop-up site, and we had whole families that were getting vaccinated together. So it was really great to see. And I asked, what you're eligible, you've been eligible for a long time. Why did it take you so long to get vaccinated? And for most people, it was the location, it was hard to get off of work. I think all of those are factors that we still have to remember are very prevalent in our community. And I want to thank the Pima County Health Department and our schools and our nonprofit organizations for doing everything we can to make our pop-up sites as accessible as possible. Supervisor Scott asked for a survey to survey our employees that had not yet asked for the I am vaccinated card. So presumably are unvaccinated. So an email went out to 1,878 employees in Pima County that have not requested that card. 371 responded. What we were trying to get to is the mobility, the movability, of how many people are unvaccinated and what information can we share to help you get vaccinated. 82% said that there was absolutely nothing we could do to convince them to be vaccinated. And this is of the respondents. And they were worried about side effects was the number one reason for not getting vaccinated. But this I thought was a funny statistic. 39% of the employees that responded that are government employees here in Pima County don't trust the government. So I just thought that was interesting statistic. So 73% of our Pima County employees are vaccinated. The Sheriff's Department has come up from 2 weeks ago at 30% to now they're at 47% vaccinated, which I think is great. And as much as I have really been focused on the Sheriff's Department, because I'm very concerned that our law enforcement are the least vaccinated department in Pima County, I have to give kudos where they're due, and that 47% is significantly better than 30, and I'm happy to see that number is increasing. Incentives for those Pima County employees that have not yet been vaccinated or not yet reported to HR and requested the I am vaccinated card, the incentives, so the extra $300 and the extra 3 days of leave are only available to you until October 1st. And after that, you will be ineligible. So I would encourage you, if you're have already been vaccinated, or if you're waiting, please get vaccinated if you're a county employee. Of the last 2 months, the Delta variant has been the #1 variant causing of a strain of COVID that has been prevalent in Pima County. 3 months ago it was the UK variant. Now it's the Delta variant. And school reported cases, as of last Friday, we have 2,013 cases in our schools. 88% of those cases were students. And of that 88%, about half of them were students that were eligible for the vaccine at 12 and older and were not vaccinated. And 12% are staff. And so right now, every single district, every single charter, and public school and private school has been impacted. We are expecting a report. Dr. Garcia, the head of the Pima County Health Department, indicated that he's working on a report about masking policies and sees positive trends in those schools that have masking policies in place and mask mandates. We are all very concerned about the September 29th date coming up, where it would be illegal for a school or a district to mandate mask use after the 29th. We would be going against a state law. And so for those of you interested in that topic, in the TUSD board meeting on Thursday, this upcoming Thursday, we will be having an item specifically on that issue. And the Pima County Health Department is targeting pregnant women and families with newborns to ensure that everyone in that household is fully vaccinated. Vaccines have proven safe for pregnant women, and it is critical that this group and families around newborns and pregnant women are fully vaccinated. So let's see. I voted against the Sun Corridor contract. It's $650,000, and Supervisor Hines joined me in that. So the item did pass 3-2, but my biggest issue with that is while Pima County contributes about 1/4 of the funding for the Sun Corridor, I want to make sure that Sun Corridor is targeting businesses that are specifically going to adhere to the Sonoran Desert Conservation Plan, protect our environment, not companies that are coming from out of state to pollute what we have here in Southern Arizona. And I also want to see a 10-year longevity study about how many of those businesses stay here, how many of those businesses that are being attracted here with the cooperation of Sun Corridor are employing Pima County residents, and how much of the proceeds and profits are staying here in Pima County and not going back to either home states or home countries where these businesses, their home base is located. So there was also an item about the roads. There's $50 million. I voted against this item on April 6th because there was such a small percentage that was going to be dedicated to District 5. And once we received the details, in District 5, of the $50 million, 3.42 miles of roads, or 2.5%, are going to be built in District 5. And so that is incredibly inequitable to me. And the only other district that is getting less is District 2, with not even a full mile of roads at 0.2%. And so that item did pass, and I was the lone vote against that, 4-1. Pima County employees are going to receive a 5% increase. I supported this. It did pass 5-0. I do want to say that in general, I don't think that percentage increases benefit those that have compression issues or are those of our employees that are paid the least amount. Percentage benefits tend to really benefit those that are making more money. And so I'd like to see us do a really salary compression study, look at that. I know that we're going to be getting a salary review, but I did vote for this because 2 years ago was the last time that Pima County employees received a 2.5% increase. And we've all been through a lot in the last 2 years. And so I wanted to make sure that our Pima County employees felt honored and valued in the work that they've been doing. But I do have an issue in general with percentage increases. And our next meeting is October 5th. And so I encourage you to join us for that meeting. We had 2 people call in to call to the audience. And so all of those other emails that are being sent in with a request to read them, they're not being read. They're just being sent and attached to that item. And so if you'd like to make sure that your voice is heard, you have to call in And so we'll make sure to include instructions below. But thank you so much for your attention to Pima County politics. Have a great day.